The sky over Earth was clear that morning. Birds flew gently, people moved through cities, and children laughed in schoolyards. There was no warning, no sign of trouble. But above the clouds, something was coming, something terrible. At exactly 9:03 a.m., the sky changed. First came a strange hum, deep and sharp, like the world itself was in pain. Then came the shadows. Hundreds, no, thousands of alien ships suddenly appeared in Earth's orbit. They didn't speak. They didn't warn. They just attacked. Above New York, glowing beams of blue light cut through buildings like paper. In Beijing, sonic pulses shattered glass and tore down towers. Paris vanished in smoke. The world turned red and gray in moments. Earth's greatest cities, its heart and pride, were falling fast. People screamed. They ran. Some tried to help. Some just cried. But no one understood why it was happening. In a deep underground facility in Alaska, Commander Reed stood in silence, watching it unfold on giant screens. His face didn't move, but his fist clenched tightly. "How many dead so far?" he asked. "A young soldier replied, shaking. "Over 3 billion, sir." In the first 5 minutes, Reed closed his eyes for a moment. Then he opened a locked case beside him. Inside was a red button, sealed under glass. "Are we sure it's them?" he asked again. "Yes, sir," the soldier replied. "Same alien signature we picked up 10 years ago when they first scanned Earth. We didn't think they'd attack." Reed took a deep breath. "They didn't just attack," he said. "They made a choice, and now we make ours." He pushed the button. Somewhere on the moon, an old system woke up. Massive vault doors opened. Inside, Earth's secret fleet, kept hidden for decades, began to hum with life. AI systems connected. Nuclear engines came online. Shields activated. And weapons too powerful to ever be shown armed for launch. Humanity had prepared for. This day. Back in orbit, one alien commander on the lead ship watched Earth burning. His name was Vokter, and he had waited years for this. He believed Earth would fall in a single strike, that humans would beg for mercy. He was wrong. Suddenly, Earth's defense grid came alive. Ground-based missiles tore through alien fighters. A pulse weapon from Antarctica shot straight into orbit and shattered 3 capital ships. The aliens screamed in confusion. Then came the message. Across every alien frequency, one voice was heard. Calm, cold, human. "This is Commander Reed. You've attacked Earth. You've killed our families. You've burned our cities. We offered peace once. You chose war. Now we answer." Vokter's face twitched. "What is this? Primitive species can't fight back." But they could. And they did. From Earth's hidden space stations, dozens of human warships launched upward. Sleek, dark, and deadly. They were called the Black Arrows, and each one carried weapons designed not just to destroy ships, but entire fleets. The human war fleet entered the battle with silence. They didn't ask for surrender. They didn't need speeches. They only brought fire. Vokter's fleet began to fall. One ship after another exploded, torn apart by railguns and plasma storms. Alien cruisers tried to retreat, but were chased and destroyed. Earth's sky, just minutes ago filled with sorrow, now burned with fury. Down below, people in bunkers and shelters watched the skies light up. Some cried, some prayed, some simply stared. For the first time since the attack began, they saw hope. In the ruins of what was once London, a little girl looked up at the sky through broken clouds and whispered to her mother, "The stars are fighting for us." "No," her mother replied, holding her close. "That's not the stars. That's us." By the end of the hour, Earth's defense systems held, but the cost was unthinkable. Billions were gone. Cities turned to ash. Humanity was wounded, but not broken. Deep in the command bunker, Commander Reed stared at a list of fallen zones. Then he turned to his officers. His voice was cold, sharp. Begin the Wrath Protocol. Activate all fleets. Contact every outer colony. The galaxy needs to understand something. He paused, and the room waited. We never asked for war. But now that it's here, we finish it. The sky was still glowing with the remains of the alien fleet. Smoke covered much of Earth's surface, but deep underground, something much more dangerous had started. Commander Reed stood in front of a massive black screen. A red symbol blinked at the center. Wrath Protocol. Online, this is not just a defense mission anymore, Reed said to the War Council around him. This is retribution. He turned to the communication officer. Send the activation codes. The officer hesitated. To all systems, sir? Reed's voice was cold. To every fleet, every colony, every sleeper base. Humanity answers with all its fire. Thousands of light years away, in the darkness of a mining moon called Soranine, something deep below the surface came alive. It was an old structure, half buried and forgotten, but it still listened. The moment the signal reached it, steel doors opened. Inside were soldier sleeper agents, trained long ago and placed in cryosleep, waiting for this day. Their eyes opened, one by one. Above them, a voice played, Earth has been attacked. Civilian casualties. Catastrophic. Orders. Deploy and destroy. The leader of the unit, a quiet woman named Captain Lin, stepped out of the pod. Her voice was barely a whisper, so they finally did it. Time to burn the stars. In the Koros belt, a secret fleet of stealth ships decloaked. These ships had been hiding for 30 years, created only for one purpose, planetary assault. Each ship was controlled by a single A, designed by humans to fight without pause, without fear. Now, with Wrath Protocol active, they had only one mission: track, strike, erase. The galaxy had never seen anything like this before. The alien empire, proud and ancient, had struck first. But they hadn't expected Earth to have built an answer. In secret, a terrible, cold, precise answer. Back on Earth, Commander Reed entered a dark room guarded by 2 Special Forces soldiers. Inside was a round table with 7 chairs, each one marked with a different symbol: fire, storm, night, iron, ghost, blade, and wrath. Sitting in those chairs were the commanders of Earth's 7 hidden divisions, each one more secret than the last, and each one trained for total galactic war. One of them, an older man with a burned face, looked at Reed. We always hoped this day would never come. Reed nodded. But we built for it anyway. Another commander leaned forward. We have over 100 active war fleets in deep space. Give the order, and we burn them all. Reed paused. Then he said the words that would change history. Unleash them. Across Earth's colonies and hidden stations, thousands of ships powered up, soldiers suited up in black armor. Weapons long thought impossible began to glow with energy. But the most dangerous of all were the Death Worlders on a planet called Learn, known for storms that melt steel and gravity that crushes bones. A group of humans lived in silence. They were not ordinary people. They were bred for war, trained in fire, forged in death. They had one rule: never leave the planet. Unless the Earth calls. And now Earth was calling. The leader of the learned Death Worlders, a tall man with a scarred face, looked at the sky. Tell them we're coming, he said. A young warrior beside him asked, What should we bring? The leader smiled. Bring everything. Far from Earth, the alien emperor sat on his golden throne. News of Earth's defense was just arriving. His advisors argued in panic. They destroyed our main fleet. Their weapons are too advanced. The Emperor raised a hand. Calm yourselves. They are one planet. We are thousands of worlds. They will break under pressure. But even he didn't believe his own words. A new report arrived. Dozens of human fleets are entering alien space. Civilian planets are being evacuated. The Emperor's hands shook. Prepare my guard, he whispered. Humanity had sent its message. Across the stars, not in words, not in treaties, but in fire. The Wrath Protocol had started, and there was no going back. Asterisk. The Wrath Protocol spread like fire through deep space. Signals bounced from relay to relay, reaching places no alien even knew humans had touched. Earth was not alone. It never had been. And now, the hidden parts of humanity were waking up far, beyond the known star routes, where even trade ships feared to travel, were the lost colonies' planets where Earth's early settlers had vanished generations ago. Many believed they were dead, but they were not. They had survived in silence, and they had grown stronger in darkness. Now, they had heard the call. Earth had been attacked. On a rocky red world named Varn, lightning cracked the sky. Storms here never stopped, and the air could melt metal. The humans of Varn lived in shielded cities underground. Their bones were heavier, their skin rougher, and their minds sharper, adapted to extreme survival. General Mara of Varn stood before her people. She wore armor made from the bones of storm beasts. Her voice echoed through the city. Earth bleeds, she said, and our silence ends today. Ready the fleet. The galaxy forgot us. Let's remind them what Varn became. The crowd roared. Back, fists raised. It was time. On the ice world Terrian, temperatures could drop so low that sound itself froze. Inside a massive glacier base, the iceborne Marines trained with brutal focus. These were warriors who could fight in vacuum, zero light, and temperatures colder than death itself. The Wrath signal lit their ancient beacon. Captain Rowan blinked once. That was all. He turned to his troops. Orders are clear. Earth has been struck. Now we march not to defend, but to punish. Another message reached a forest world known as Delta 5, where humans lived in harmony with nature, unseen by satellites or probes. These humans had given up war, but they remembered how to fight. Elder Kale walked slowly into a grove of light, holding the old blade made from earth steel. Around him, warriors in camouflage gathered. It is not our way, he said. Softly, but earth is our blood. One young woman stepped forward. Then let's remind the stars what our blood can do. In just 72 hours, Earth's lost children scattered across stars, hidden by choice or by exile, had become an army. Back in the Earth Command bunker, maps lit up with fresh signals. Every green dot was a warship. Every blue dot, a base. Every red triangle, a Deathworld unit. Commander Reed watched silently. One of his officers stepped beside him. Sir, this is more than a response. This is a reckoning. Reed nodded slowly. They thought Earth was one world. They forgot. We are many. At the edge of alien-controlled space, the first human fleet appeared. It was not just warships. It was a wall of vengeance, massive carriers, stealth bombers, gunships with black hulls and glowing red engines. The alien border commander froze. He had never seen ships like this. His sensors failed. His weapons didn't lock. The humans had come too fast, too quiet. And then the human fleet opened fire. Entire starbases vanished in seconds. Planetary defense stations exploded before they even detected a threat. Human precision was terrifying. No wasted shots, no hesitation. One alien officer sent a message in panic. They are not fighting. They are cleansing. The first world fell, then the second. The third tried to surrender. But the humans didn't. land. Instead, they marked the planet as neutral and moved on. Their target was bigger. They were heading toward the Empire's home territory dot in the Galactic Council Hall. The silence was sharp. Aliens of every species watched the reports coming in. Videos of their ships burning, of human ground forces moving like shadows, of orbital strikes leaving glowing craters. And worst of all, no human had asked for peace. One council member whispered, "We must speak with them." But another, older, one shook his head. "They spoke already. We just never listened." Above Earth, the black banners of war still flew. And from every screen, one message played across the stars. "We are the children of Earth, and you made us remember what we are." Asterisk, the stars had turned red. Every screen in the alien empire's command center was filled with flashing alerts. Human fleets were not just attacking, they were winning. Swiftly, quietly, without mercy dot in the black void near the planet Zerela Prime, the first true human offensive began. Admiral Kale stood on the bridge of the warship Iron Dawn. The ship was massive, built in Earth's lunar shipyards, and shaped like a spear aimed at the heart of an enemy. "We strike their fuel depots first," Kale said calmly. "Then we cut off communications. After that, they won't even know who's burning them." His officers nodded. They had trained for this moment all their lives. A countdown appeared on the screen. 0.10998. In orbit around Zerela Prime, alien guards joked and relaxed. They believed the humans would take weeks to reach them, if they ever got that far. 7, 6, 5. But they were wrong. 4, 3, 2. Dozens of Terran stealth bombers uncloaked at once. .1.A. Wave of black fire rained down. Alien ships exploded before they could even launch. The sky cracked. The ground trembled. A superfuel reactor on the surface detonated with a blast brighter than a sun. Within 2 minutes, the entire military district was gone. Below, inside a bunker, a young alien soldier crawled out from the rubble. He looked up to see human drop pods falling from the sky like comets. One of them opened in front of him. A human stepped out tall, armored in dark plates, holding a sleek plasma rifle. His helmet lit up with red lines. He raised his weapon, but he didn't fire. The alien trembled. "Please, mercy." Human simply said, "Tell your people, Earth remembers." Then he turned and vanished into the smoke. Back on the Iron Dawn, Admiral Kale watched the reports. One of his officers spoke up. "Mission complete, sir. Enemy command hub destroyed. Minimal resistance. Survivors fleeing." Kale nodded. "Begin transmission." Across the alien networks, a message BROADCASTED. It showed Earth's shattered cities. The craters where families had once lived. The names of the billions killed. Then the screen turned black, and a single sentence appeared. "You struck first. We strike last." Panic spread across the alien empire. Z. Rela Prime was not a small outpost. It was a key world. A symbol of strength. Now it was gone. The Emperor's voice thundered across his court. "Send every ship, every soldier. If Earth wants war, we give them total war." But his advisors looked pale. One of them whispered, "Your Majesty, we've never fought like this. These humans don't come to fight, they come to erase." Meanwhile, Earth's war effort expanded. From hidden shipyards near Saturn, more destroyers launched into the dark. Colonies once quiet and peaceful now poured out troops, like rivers of fire. But the most feared part of the retaliation wasn't the ships. It was the soldiers. Aboard the battleship Void Reaper, a special unit prepared for ground invasion. They were known as the Night Division, trained for silent strikes, zero-like combat, and psychological warfare. Each of them wore armor that shimmered like shadows. Their leader a woman known only as Rin, checked her team's gear. "We don't just kill," she said. "We make them fear their dreams." Her squad nodded. They had no emblems, no ranks, only the mission, and the galaxy would never forget them. On the alien world of Dravok III, the capital city buzzed with fear. Alarms screamed. Leaders gathered in bunkers. But then, silence. The power failed. The lights went out. And in the darkness, the humans arrived. Not with bombs this time, but with precision. By morning, every military leader on the planet had vanished. No blood, no bodies. Just cold, empty rooms, and one sentence burned into the wall. "This is only the beginning." In every corner of the galaxy, the message was clear. Earth would not stop. Not for treaties, not for peace talks, not for mercy. This was not just revenge. This was judgment. Asterisk. The Galactic Council had never been this quiet. Representatives of over 200 alien species sat frozen in their seats. Some whispered. Some stared at the black screen at the center of the chamber. And some simply shook their heads, unable to believe the reports coming in. Planets lost. Fleets gone. Leaders vanished. Entire sectors now dark, and all of it caused by humanity. A new signal flashed across the main display. Incoming. Message. Terran command. Every species in the chamber leaned forward. The screen came alive with the face of a human, calm, serious, and silent. She stood tall, dressed in a simple black uniform with no medals, no symbols. Only a single patch on her shoulder. "Call on Earth." Her voice echoed across the council chamber and into every star system. "I am Commander Ellen of the Earth Defense Network. I speak now not for peace, not for politics. I speak for the dead." The chamber went still. "You burned our skies. You crushed our cities. You killed our children. And when we begged for reason, you offered silence." A few alien delegates tried to respond, but she raised her hand. "We once believed in unity," she said, "in diplomacy. We joined your council in hope." She paused. "You used us, mocked us, feared us. And now you will remember us." A video began playing behind. Her it showed alien fleets attacking Earth, cities falling, humans running, screaming, crying. Then came the shift. Human warships launched, fleets burned, alien worlds trembled. One by one, the council members watched as planets they once called strong turned into dust clouds. Commander Ellen continued, "We do not want your forgiveness. We will not wait for your judgment. We came to remind the stars what happens when you awaken a death world." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "You attacked Earth. Now hear our voice." She leaned forward slightly, and her words hit like thunder. "Run." The screen went black. For 10 full seconds, the chamber remained in silence. Then chaos exploded. Dozens of alien species shouted, panicked, argued. Some wanted to surrender. Some demanded an emergency fleet. Some just wanted to flee the council itself. But deep down, they all knew the same truth. Earth was not fighting a war. Earth was delivering a warning. In the outer colonies of the alien empire, panic spread faster than light. Civilian ships filled the skies. Leaders ordered evacuations. Religious groups declared the Terran judgment had begun. On Rallo 7, a merchant world untouched by war, someone painted a message on the walls in red. They are coming, not as guests, not as diplomats, as storms. Meanwhile, Earth was not done. At the Terran Command Nexus orbiting Neptune, Commander Reed met with Admiral Kale, and Commander ELEN. Reed spoke first. "The Council has heard our voice. Now we make sure they don't forget it." Kale nodded. "Phase 2? Ellen replied coldly. "Yes. Strike deeper. Take their power. leave their pride in ruins. Reed looked out the observation window. The stars beyond were beautiful, calm, he whispered. They thought Earth was quiet. They didn't realize silence is what comes before thunder. In the dark reaches of space, a new human fleet prepared to launch. It was the Judgment Armada, the largest force Earth had ever built. Thousands of warships, carriers, stealth cruisers, and orbital hammers powered by captured suns. Its center was a ship called the Vow. It carried no weapons, only one thing. A memory crystal with the names of every person lost on Earth during the first attack. The humans had not forgotten, and they would make sure the galaxy never would. Across the stars, species began to speak of Earth in new tones. Not weak, not peaceful, but with fear. The voice of Earth had spoken, and it would not go. Silent again. Asterisk, the stars were no longer safe. Everywhere the light of the Terran fleets touched, shadows followed. What began as a counterattack had grown into something else, a storm of destruction that moved without pause, without mercy. Alien worlds that had once mocked Earth now stood empty. Fleets once proud and unchallenged floated dead in space. Spaceports blinked off one by one, and communication hubs fell silent. The galaxy was listening now, and all they heard were echoes of destruction. In the Andari sector, 6 heavily armed alien planets stood between the human fleet and the Imperial core. The aliens believed they could hold. They were wrong. From the darkness of deep space, a wall of ships appeared. The Judgment Armada had arrived. No warnings. No negotiation. No delay. The first strike came in the form of a gravity lance fired from the Vow, a sleek and silent Terran flagship. It didn't explode. It collapsed an entire orbital station into itself. The second strike was worse. Orbital. Railguns from Earth's lunar division opened fire. The projectiles moved faster than thought, tearing through enemy fleets in perfect silence. By the time the aliens activated their shields, they were already gone. Down on the surface of Andari 3. Civilians screamed as fire fell from the sky. But instead of leveling cities, the human fleet targeted only military zones. One alien general yelled, "Why are they sparing the civilians?" Another officer, shaking, whispered, "They're not here to conquer. They're here to punish." And then, just as fast as they came, the humans vanished. No occupation. No speeches. Just destruction. On the Iron Dawn, Admiral Kale stood on the bridge, silent. A young officer turned toward him. "Sir, all 6 planets neutralized?" Kale didn't smile. He didn't cheer. He simply said, "Upload the message." Across every open frequency, a signal played over ships, stations, personal comms. "We warned you. We gave you time. You chose fire. Now we bring the ashes." The voice was human, female, calm, cold. The entire galaxy heard it, and many fell to silence. In the Galactic Council, panic turned to collapse. 2 major species surrendered. 3 others abandoned the Council completely. One empire activated its own defense grid, but it was too late. The Terran fleets were already behind it. Ambassadors from across space tried to contact Earth. Some begged. Some offered alliances. Some simply asked, "When will you stop?" But Earth gave no reply. On a hidden world called Dareth, the last stronghold of the alien High Command remained, heavily guarded, surrounded by asteroid fields and planetary shields. It was believed to be untouchable. That night, the sky above Dareth cracked open. Without a sound, a single human drop pod broke through the atmosphere. It hit the central tower like a thunderbolt. Out stepped a lone figure in black armor marked only by a red Earth sigil. He didn't speak. He moved like a ghost, and in 10 minutes, the High Command was gone. No bodies, no alarms, no survivors. only a final message carved into the wall. Earth doesn't forget. Back on Earth, Commander Ellen stood before a quiet assembly of human leaders. She looked tired, pale, worn. We've broken their fleets, taken their power, destroyed their pride, she said. But the question now is, have they learned? There was silence. Then Commander Reed stepped forward. That depends, he said. How many stars do we burn before they remember what we really are? No one answered, because they all knew if Earth stopped now, it would be Mercy Dot in the outer systems. Alien children whispered human names in fear. Don't make noise, or the Terrans will hear. Whole planets went dark at the rumor of a human ship approaching. And in abandoned systems, Terran banners were left behind, not to claim territory, but to leave a warning. Black flags with one phrase, etched in every language. We came in peace. You sent fire. We sent it back. The war was over, not with a treaty, not with a handshake, not with peace, but with silence. The stars that once shined brightly now carried scars-blackened stations, drifting wrecks, planets half-burned, their surfaces still glowing with the heat of Terran strikes. And across every border, one truth remained. Earth had changed everything. High above Earth, the ship the Vow returned to orbit. Its engines dimmed, its weapons powered down. Inside, the crew gathered in silence as Commander Ellen walked through the main hall. Holding the memory crystal inside that small object were the names of every human lost during the first attack. Billions of lives gone in a single day. She placed the crystal inside a chamber, and with a soft hiss, it locked in place. Then she turned to the crew. No more broadcasts, she said. No more messages. They heard us. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. They'll remember. On the ruined alien world of Lunneth, nothing moved. Once the capital of a powerful empire, now it was quiet. The air was heavy. The cities had no light. A single flag flew at the center of the ruins, black, tattered, with the Earth sigil on it. An alien child, walking with her mother, stopped and stared at it. Will they come back? The child asked. The mother lowered her head. Not if. We never forget. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the people were rebuilding. It had been months since the last Terran fleet returned. Entire continents had changed. Cities were still ash. Oceans still held wreckage. But humanity worked together, quietly. And through the ruins, they built something new. A monument. It stood at the edge of the old world, near what used to be New York City, made of stone, metal, and wreckage from every Terran warship. It held a simple message carved in dozens of languages. We are the children of Earth. We offered peace. You answered with fire. We replied in kind. Now we remember. So should you. Commander Reed stood at the base of the monument with Admiral Kale and Commander Ellen. No guards. No crowds. Just the three of them, looking up. They'll think we enjoyed it, Kale said quietly. Reed shook his head. Let them. We didn't do it for joy. We did it because we had no choice. Ellen crossed her arms. They saw kindness as weakness. Now they've seen what comes after. They stood in silence for a long while. Then Reed turned to leave. Let's make sure this never happens again, he said. Across the galaxy, rumors spread faster than ships. Some said the humans had disappeared into the void. Others believed they had more weapons still hidden, waiting. A few whispered of the Vow, a ship that appears only when someone breaks the unspoken rule. Don't touch Earth. In distant sectors, alien warlords tore down their own armies. Councils rewrote their laws. Treaties were signed just to avoid Terran attention. And in classrooms, alien teachers now told a new kind of history. They no longer laughed at Earth. They studied it, feared it, and respected the silence that followed. Its fury. In one remote colony, a curious alien child asked her elder, "What is Earth like?" The old one smiled bitterly. "You don't want to find out." But even as the galaxy settled, Earth remembered. Every human young or old grew up hearing the story of the day the sky broke, not as a tale of revenge, but of warning, not of power, but of pain. And deep beneath Earth's surface, the wrath. Protocol remained, still active, still watching, still waiting, because if the stars ever forgot, humanity would remind them. The end. They attacked Earth. Now humanity's wrath echoes across the stars. Asterisk.